What's up, guys? Evan 47 and welcome to Watch From Plus. Subscribe for more content coming your way. Hit that subscribe button now. So today we're reviewing a show called Oni Tensei, a 2000 animation, and it's a 4-episode series, about 25 minutes each episode. I watched all of them in the span of like today and yesterday, and I must say, this is quite possibly one of the most well-developed shows I've watched in this genre, if you catch my drift, you know what I mean? It's very gruesome, very horrendous, very dark, but its ending is slightly uplifting, slightly wholesome in comparison to what the rest of the series is. Now, what is this series? What encapsulates it? Well, essentially, the main power system, the power scaling system, is one of those where it's like, it's not really real, it's just based off manipulation, which I love that, because essentially what it's trying to say is that it could actually happen in the real world. So essentially we have our girl here named Emma, who was like strapped and bound by a man named Horiano. And Horiano's really adept at carving skin to make tattoos. Matter of fact, he's so adept at it that the tattoos come to life essentially like they're actual illusions, and they do what they must do. I can't tell you exactly what they do now because that would spoil the entire plot twist of the show, which got revealed in episode 4, which was very, very enlightening. Now, once Emma came to, the police came after her, they caught her, and they made sure she was okay because she was actually, tortured. They had to go past like 12, 13 bodies, and it looked like they were like ravaged. So it almost looked like there's like some beast that just came in, just thief in the night, and just killed every single gangster that was holding her captive after Horiano carved her skin up with the beautiful tattoo. By the way, this tattoo's amazing. I know this guy's a rabid, fucking insane Coomer who just wants to destroy people's souls, but this tattoo art is amazing, bro. Come on, it's like R. Kelly can make good songs, bad people make good things. I just accepted that fact. So once they have her up, Pune, which is the detective on the case, decides to take her to her nun or local church and have her nun watch over Emma. And the nun's name is Yasuko. Now, of course, one question: if there's one survivor who has a bit of blood on her, but is mostly unscathed amongst 10, 12, 13 dead bodies, wouldn't you slightly suspect that the person who survived would be a suspect? Like, slightly, like, I mean, I know she's a girl, like 18, 19, whatever. She's like way smaller in comparison, but she's the sole survivor. Doesn't that boggle your mind a little bit, Corey? No? You're just gonna let her just walk on by, no questions asked? Sure. I'm pretty sure the police asked some questions for her, but she was in shock, PTSD, because, obviously 13 dead bodies. And surprise, surprise, out of nowhere, oh my God, just a random dude who was Horiini's prospect. They never tell his name because, LOL, but Horiini's prospect. And what he does, he just skins off Horiini's tattoos and just collects them. So he's killed and skinned numerous amounts of people because he got tattooed by Horiini, but it didn't come to life because it was a failed tattoo because his body wasn't predisposed to having, I guess, lustrous oils to make the tattoo a magnificent manifestation of a monster or some shit. I don't know. They're basically trying to say you're shit, fuck you. He's hunting them down. He misses Emma, stabs Yasuko. Emma runs off, and Akira's like, oh, fuck no. Ah! Akira's there with her, trying to get her. She's going away. They drive off in a car, and then this amazing action scene happens, bing, bang, boom. And after that, they escape. They're perfectly fine, right? Everything's perfectly fine. But surprise, surprise, we come to find out why Emma was the only survivor on those 10, 12 gangsters in that room. Yes, that's correct. She killed them all. Not directly though, because it's her stand that manifested off the back tattoo that I showed you that killed everyone in that room. And guess what happened to Kure the moment that Emma was all alone? Yes, that's right. She got violated by the tattoo on Emma's back. Now, the question is, did Emma know how to manifest this demon tattoo immediately after she got tattooed by Horiini or not? We don't know that. But one can say she does, because the best way to manifest this tattoo itself is flagellation, essentially. And after that, we go to episode 2 and we confirm that Kure is pregnant.
どうして今すぐ下ろしてひどいこと言うのねあなたの子なのに違うわ鬼どこよ
It starts with a little preview of episode 1, and essentially what it showed was that the second or third time that Emma activated her tattoo back was when some random thief found her in a bathroom stall, and then the tattoo came to life and just killed him. Just murdered him. There's a lot of that going on here, by the way. There's a lot of that going on. I don't know where I'm finding these horrendous shows, but I mean, it is what it is. So, she gets checked by the OBGYN, and it's official that she did get violated by something. Now, of course, obviously, it's saying that she got violated by the ogre. However, OBGYN is like, well, I don't really see anything I just see scrapes, lacerations, nothing. Obviously, he's still concerned about her. Obviously, given the fact she's hallucinating, but whatever. He's being nice to her. And this time, after OBGYN doctor checkup, Emma gets kidnapped yet again, but not by Houdini this time for the tattoo. Instead, it's his disciple. The guy who was trying to carve her up, carve her skin. Well, he actually caught her this time. Him getting knocked off the car wasn't enough to incapacitate him. He came back full storm, and the way he kidnapped her was, remember I told you about the random thief that actually did violate her and then ended up dying because Emma reacted with the tattoo behind her back? Well, guess what? There's a cooldown. Yes, there's a cooldown timer for this tattoo that she can manifest for some reason. And coincidentally enough, the prospect, the student of Horini, must have known or got lucky and caught her while the cooldown was up so she couldn't defend herself. And now we're seeing this mansion of all this skin flayed all over the place, and Kure also wants to save her as well. So what they do is they end up finding out who the carver is, and it is the prospect I was mentioning before, blah, blah, blah. And they just take 2 detectives, Korini and Tagami. That's it, just 2 detectives to run to that insane man's house. Come on, you need more than that for backup. This man has experience. This man's basically like a fucking 10-year war veteran of all the fucking bodies he's collected. This is why you only taking 2 people. Come on, let's be honest here. And they go there. Tagami gets incapacitated, obviously, because this is the type of show I'm watching. And we still have Emma bound and gagged. Now, Prospect, the prophet himself, has Kure and Emma right there for the taking. And he starts going through his backstory. He's like, yeah, I did this because, I got the angel drawn my back, but like it didn't do anything. So I'm mad. I want to be the thing. So you know what? Instead of trying to find out why my shit broke, I'm gonna just destroy everyone's tattoos. Fuck them all. And he's been, doing a pretty good job of it. No bullets in the chamber, but like it is. Jesus fucking Christ. But while that was happening, right, he didn't realize that Emma's cooldown was up. Or again, he must have been lucky. He must not have realized that was the thing in the first place, because Emma's demon comes to manifest and just tears off his arm. Now, if his arm torn off, he can't successfully carve anything. He can't successfully tattoo anything. Because again, he's a tattoo artist apprentice, remember? And with that, he's going insane. He jumps out the window, escapes. But his arm is still intact on the floor in the mansion that he left. And the cops come afterwards. And they're like, yo, what the fuck happened? And then Cody's like, hey, Emma, get the fuck over here. And then Emma is being very abrasive. Because think of it this way, right? Emma wanted to basically just be left alone, because she got kidnapped like twice in the span of like a couple months. She has this random tattoo that just manifests whenever the fuck it wants to when she's aroused. It's just a very confusing situation. However, Kure wants to stay with her because she suspects she's pregnant by Emma's baby. So I guess there's a tie there, you know what I mean? At the end of episode 2, going into episode 3, we see this random redhead chick named June assassinate a detective. Now, why did she assassinate the detective? Well, we couldn't find out that the detective was going to look more into Harini's case. He was trying to find Harini himself to try to go to the origin as to why so many people are ending up dead around the people he has, been in contact with, to say the least. So in episode 3, we were introduced to June, the girl who assassinated the detective. And the way we get introduced to her is like very badass, right? She's almost like the Dio of this universe, where she's just Chad as fuck. She's just having like 4s and 5s any time of the week she wants to. She's just getting, she's getting her toes sucked, and the women slave don't suck her toes appropriately. She just punishes them. Just very Chad villain lifestyle. And she comes to find out that Harini's former student is on the loose and has an arm chopped off. She's like, you know what? That motherfucker disgraced my man's name. I'm gonna hunt him down and sever his nerves so he can never tattoo again, so he can never carve again. And come to find out that the student ends up going to the psych ward in the police station because, he's mentally he snapped, no longer of this world. At that point, June made her statement, and Emma and Kure want to find out who the fuck did that to him. This is giving him a little sensory overload by showing him Emma's tattoo, the same tattoo that ended up ripping his arm off. He snaps out of his delusions and reveals that it was June, and they're like, oh fuck, we have a name. Let's do this. And while looking for June, that isn't just enough. You just can't have a name and go by. They had to have more information, such as, like where would someone like June be located? Does anyone who knows June, are they around? Are there any prostitutes who know June? They're just doing detective work because, again, Kure is a detective at the end of the day. And while they're asking questions around the town after getting her name, obviously, so I assume they attract attention because, lo and behold, June's men pull up in front of Emma and Kure, kidnap her, bring her back to her lair, and, they just start torturing her. They start going at it with her. This is like the 20th time that Kure gets violated. The amount of time she got ethered makes sense as to why she was explaining at the beginning of the story as to why she was a former detective in the midst of it. You know what I mean? Because she was narrating in the first episode, it's like, this is why I quit. This case was the reason why I quit.
今にして思えばそれが全ての始まりだった。こんな事件に当たっていなければ私も刑事という仕事を辞めずに済んだのかもしれない。
After going at it for a while, I guess they must have left Emma alone because she snaps, manifests tattoo yet again, her stand, and starts killing everyone in the fucking room. June's just like in awe because someone's defying her orders. Because she's been the top dog for like basically her entire life. And they just leave June alone with her pile of bodies of security, man, entertainment, and a third. Just run off. They escape because they were captured. Now they're free. Now that they're free, they go to the police station and tell everything, right? And the police is like, well, I mean, she's 20 years old, guys. Come now. It's not that serious. You're in a safe place, police station. Nothing bad is going to come to you, okay? It's going to be all right. They were wrong. Because, question, why do you think June had such a powerful position? Why do you think she was a chat? Why do you think she was able to control men just like at her whim, do whatever she wants with them? Because of two things. One, she's Harini's lover, and two, she also has a tattoo on her back that manifests, right? Now this tattoo manifests her own beings to fight with her. They're like, I guess like a mix between like ogres and lions and tigers, some shit like that. Like they're basically like superhuman beings that are essences that are very similar to the ogre, right? With this power, she's able to storm through the police station, kill everyone in sight, you know, just start stringing up bodies alone, tattoo needles, just destroying the entire police station, kills every single person in that motherfucker, goes straight to Kure and Emma's like, hey guys, what's up? So I'm here for revenge. You kind of killed everyone on my end. That took a long time to build up, so I think it's time for you to pay up. Goes straight for Emma, just straight for her. Starts like carving up her tattoo back so it can't manifest and fight back. When she leaves, there's just blood everywhere. Because number one, Emma was a virgin, so that... Number two, Kure had a miscarriage because the manifestations that June spit out just went full hog. And at this point, they talk to the police again and be like, hey, motherfuckers, 20-year-old out there who killed everyone in this office. Please be on the lookout for her. And they're like, well, I mean, she's 20 years old, ma'am. I don't really see how a 20-year-old, let alone a 20-year-old girl with red hair and pigtails, because that many people. I mean, but hey, you could be right. Clearly, this isn't enough for Kure. It's not enough. She needs more blood. She needs revenge. She sees what Emma's going through, right? Before that scene happened, she had Emma come to her house, and Emma was fighting her own demons, no pun intended. At this point, she's very attached to this case. She wants to see June just suffer in pure agony. So she takes everything in her own hands, runs straight to June's lair yet again, and tries to shoot her. But surprise, surprise, here's where the plot twist becomes interesting. She looks at the tattoo and becomes entranced and gets captured because she was lost in train of thought of that illustrious, beautiful tattoo. Now, why would I say that? Why would her looking at the tattoo be enough to freeze her track and stop her cold killer menacing instinct from manifesting? Because the tattoos themselves are just that. They're illusions. They're not really real. So when the ogres were violating her and gave her a miscarriage in the hospital when June came, they weren't real ogres. They were the cops she killed and murdered along the way. And how did those cops murder and die? They got killed by each other's guns. So essentially what happened was she just walked in there stripped and then showed everyone her tattoo. They lost their minds, started shooting each other because they thought they were the ogre. And the people who weren't dead or weren't killed by June's own manifestation, her needle, came to violate Emma themselves. Now, does that apply to Emma herself too? Yes, it does. Because when a demon manifests off Emma, she just basically becomes possessed and has demon-like powers. And everything that she's done with the demon was done by her through the demons. That was an amazing plot twist. I love that shit. It was just so good. So fucking good. So when she gets captured and Kure is like, oh, fuck. It's like a 25,000th time that happens. And come to find out that Yakuza was her best friend, former lover. So June decides to pull up where Yakuza's at. Like, hey, what's up, nuns? How y'all doing? I know we're not the best people, but let's get cracking. And they just go through the entire nunnery. Is that a thing? Whatever. And they just... You can't do that on church grounds. That's sacred. You're desecrating the church grounds. What is wrong with you guys? While that was happening, Emma, she just zonked out, right? Broke her mind. So she couldn't feel anything. She was literally numb. And when they decided to ether her yet again, instead of coming out, it manifested through Emma and has killed everyone in sight. Nuns, criminals that were attached with June. Basically, that's it. And she violates June for revenge for what she did in episode 3. So now June is the one that's getting the bitter end of the stick. Is that what it's called? And then once Kura sees it, she gets up and says, I'm gonna shoot this in your mouth, but you know what? I'm gonna let you have one last good time. That happens. She pulls the trigger and we come to June being alive. June didn't die at all. Emma and Kure escape and they live as a couple happily ever after. Now, there's one thing I didn't mention at all. I didn't mention the fact that why she was so attached with Emma's case. Why did she feel so responsible for allowing this to happen? Well, it's because Kure herself was not only kidnapped and violated multiple times, but she also was somewhat of a demon. I'm on demon tag! I'm on demon tag! Because the way she escaped from her captors by taking some form of demon manifestation that beheld her. She started biting everything off, started killing everyone who was trying to violate her essentially. And that was her tie to that case. And that's basically Oni Tensei. Just very, very, very wonderful masterpiece. Now I must say, this is gonna be a bitch to edit, but definitely worth to watch. I always keep adding more shows to my top 3, top 4, top 5, top 10 list, but this is definitely up there. This definitely is. It's very developed. The characters are there. They're very disposable characters. Ordini's insane student that just is a serial killer who ends up getting just desserts by going insane is insane. I love it. This is a very lovely show all the way around. And I must say, you should watch it too. Who knows? You might end up finding yourself enjoying it as well. All right, guys, I don't have an outro, but if I did, it wouldn't matter because don't make fun of the video. Good night. What was that? Wonderful. See you guys later.